Okay, buenas. Good. Looks like everything's in order here. Buenas. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. Philip from CX Trading. Going to do another TA video for you here. Last time we looked at some news from the current week. Not going to do that today. Today is just pure TA. We're going to look at the king of crypto, BTC USD, followed by some other alts versus BTC trading pairs, some of which we looked at last time, also a new one, and we'll go from there. So getting right into it, BTC USD price is currently at 7,500 US dollars. It's been good for the bulls the past few days. Last time we looked at BTC USD, that was right when price was coming back down into this daily zone here between 6,800 and 6,900. What I'd mentioned last time was that if price were to get below or above, that it would favor the bulls or the bears accordingly. On April 15th, the bears did end up bringing price down to about 6,600. However, if we were to go on smaller time frames, we'll notice that there wasn't enough consolidation to continue the downward movement, and price quickly came right back up the next day above the zone again, favoring the bulls. And perfect standard TA, very nice. A movement above, down, retest. This would have been the best possible entry to get if you were only trading on a daily time frame. On April 21st, stop below this daily zone here, and you'd be in profits now. For anyone that did take a trade like this or similar, congratulations, very good. From a overall structure, although, however, we are unfortunately still in a macro bearish structure, for the bulls to really get another rally like we had, well, pretty much all of 2019, no, half of 2019, excuse me, or another bull run such as in 2017, this overall macro bearish structure has to be taken out. And the first step to that, in my opinion, is to get above the March 12th or the Black Thursday dump. We can get above this and the 200 daily moving average. I think the bulls have a really good shot at getting another rally. For those of you that are aware of the fundamentals of Bitcoin, the halvening is approaching, less than 20 days away. I believe the current date is supposed to be May 11th, but I'll check that out afterwards. Either way, I personally don't think that massive bull trend is going to start before the halvening, but as you all know, anything is possible in the markets. We saw oil at the beginning of the week in futures, May futures, they hit negative prices, which was crazy for the traditional markets, but enough about that. Let's zoom in on smaller time frames. So I'm going to go down here into the hourly and look at the same patterns that we were talking about before. So we had our initial dump to the downside, followed by a correction, and then another downward impulse, correction, and another downward impulse. So very nice movements to the downside here with good corrective structures to the upside. If we look at this top right here, this local top in this correction, you'll see it co-aligns very nicely with previous support. So previous support becomes resistance, followed by dump. However, as I mentioned before, price only wicked down to about 6.5, 6.474, and then continued to proceed back up. This is the daily candle that I mentioned before on April 21st. This would have been a great entry on the daily, but even on the hourly candlesticks, as we see here, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, followed by another impulse. This is looking okay for now for the bulls, I think. We could get another leg up to potentially the next zone at about 7.8. Let's take a look at fibs from this low to the high. Still haven't reached the 38.2 on our Fibonacci retracement levels. Generally, in my experience, when you have a leg up, so a huge upside impulse, generally, I usually see price retrace at least to 38.2 before you get another move to the upside. I have seen it, of course, to do the opposite as well, but normally that's what I go for. So I'd be looking for price to retrace at least to 38.2 before another potential leg up, but we'll see how this turns out for the bulls or for the bears. To keep it simple, watch this uptrend. If we also get below here and this uptrend breaks, then I'd be looking for price to potentially correct even more, or in the worst case, come back down to the 6-8 region. Let me know what in the comment section what you're looking at, what your trade plan is, and also what your preferred timeframes are for trading. Me personally, I'm more of a swing trader. I go mainly on the daily timeframes, but for intraday trades, I like to go on the 4 hours and on the 1 hour time frame. All right, so that's what I got for BTC USD for the moment. Potentially another leg up to 7-8, but on the daily, we are still in a macro bearish structure. And until the dump from March 12th is taken out, I don't see bulls getting in another frenzy rally. So let's move on to alts versus BTC. Last time we looked at XTZ BTC, that was doing well. I've also been trading this pair mainly for this week, still doing well. Last time, yes, we were in this consolidation area. This hadn't been printed yet at the time. But I did mention in my previous video that I was looking at XTZ to get a re-entry on the daily, getting after this consolidation here, after we initially broke out from this downtrend on April 6th. I personally ended up getting an entry somewhere here in the 2.9 region. I'm gonna zoom in here for a bit more clarity. There we go. I personally end up getting some entries here in the 2.9 region, still in, about to hit my take profit. I also had another small trade that I did on XTZ BTC from somewhere here from 3.2 till about 3.3, but that was a small time frame trade, intraday trade. And that was, I ended up getting out right before BTC USD pumped. So zooming in on the hourly, XTZ BTC still doing fairly well. Also currently correcting small retracement. Let's see if this previous resistance ends up acting as support to get this next leg up, or if we dump down and get a bigger correction to the downside. Taking this low to the high. Same thing for the fibs. Price isn't anywhere near the 38.2, but everyone has a different way of using Fibonacci retracement tool. I like to go from lows to the highs on larger time frames. I'm going to go with here on this one. This is still a little too corrective for my taste. But XTZ BTC, definitely something you can still keep your eye on. Would watch out though, if it does continue to move up, I would be looking at this previous resistance level, which at the moment is its all-time high for the open and the close. If we get a push to the upside and another retest, and we start going up from there, then we'll enter in price discovery on XTZ BTC. and price discovery is always awesome. So I keep an eye on that. I know a lot of you in the group like to trade alts to BTCs, and I mentioned this consolidation level as well in one of the TA requests. Hopefully some of you got in on this and managed to stack some BTC on this move up as well. So that's it for XTZ BTC. For the moment, still looking good. The overall uptrend movement. And if we get above this all-time high and we enter price discovery, I'd personally be looking anywhere between 4.8 and 5 as potential targets. All right, moving on. Last time we also looked at Link BTC. Now, let's see. It's also performed well so far. I believe last time we looked at smaller time frames, which is why I don't have anything set up here on the daily time frames. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here we go. So last time we looked at Link BTC, we were looking at this consolidation area here, and I mentioned as a target that we'd go up to this zone here. We zoom out a bit. The reason why I took that zone was because it has acted as previous support, also as resistance. Nice zone on the 4-hour time frame. And well, lo and behold, price did end up dipping down first, didn't immediately proceed to go up. However, price ultimately did end up getting to the target that I had mentioned and is now actually even above that zone. Let me expand this here. Ah, very nice. We're looking at this upward movement for now. It has a little bit lost momentum to the upside on the lower time frames, on the hourlies, having trouble breaking these resistance levels here. Let's take a different color. Making very slight lower highs on the hourly time frames. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't be all too sure about Link BTC, depending on the time frame that you're going for. On the hourly, if this uptrend is broken and also this previous zone / target that I had mentioned in the last video, then we'll probably get a more decent correction before more upside. Let's zoom out just for clarity. When in doubt, zoom out, as the saying goes. Yeah, this one, I'd be careful with this one. I wouldn't be all too bullish on it at the moment, mainly because price really did end up getting close to those previous highs, as you can see here and here. So it is very possible that price breaks below and we get a retest to the downside, but we will see. Just keep an eye on Link BTC as well. If you manage to get up in a trade on this in anything that I mentioned before, now might be a good time to consider taking profits if you haven't done that yet. It's very, very important to take profits when you trade as well. I know sometimes if you get caught up in the social media / in the Twitter sphere, can seem as if trading is either a make it or break it game. You either make a 100x or you lose everything. Absolutely not. Trading is not supposed to be like that. It's okay to get small amounts of profits and compound that over time. But it does require patience and does require discipline as well. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more taps you have on this support level, the more likely it is to break. That is a general rule of thumb. So I would be careful here. I think we're more likely to get a break to the downside. I would only start to be bullish on the hourly time frames if price managed to get back above here. Maybe some consolidation and then another leg up. Always manage your risk. Always be careful. But you guys should know that by now. All right, moving on. We also looked at ETH BTC, and ETH BTC, we looked at a larger time frame. We looked at the weekly. Exactly, there we go. This also performed nicely this week and also last week. I mentioned in the previous video that if this weekly candle here closed positive, because at the time when I made it, it was still missing a few days, that we would likely get another week of upside movement. And that is exactly what happened. So very nice. Hope some of you managed to trade ETH BTC as well. Let's move in on lower time frames on the 3-day. Also very strong bullish impulsive move to the upside, followed by a correction. And then another upside movement. Here on the 3-day, price is a little bit wicky, right in line with this previous support. And on the weekly, as you saw before, it is currently, well, slightly bearish, but this could end up just being some consolidation for another move up. Let's move into the smaller time frames and see what we can find. Right, so here's the consolidation I just drew in. Move up. And now, a bit of this slight resistance. Not too bad. We could get another leg up here, but it's anyone's guess at the moment. No one can control the market movements. All we can do is control our risk and our position sizing. This is okay for now. On the daily, it's very likely that we could get another leg up. However, we zoom in here on the hourly time frames. This is very bearish, as is the consolidation and this second bearish movement to the downside. If we break below this current structure, then I think the week will end bearish, but that doesn't mean that the next week won't be positive. Trade in the time frame that best suits you. Yeah, not bad. I would just watch this current structure on the 4-hour time frame, below or above. If we get below this structure, then I would be short-term bearish. Get above, short-term bullish. Keep it plain and simple. Not going to go into too much on this one here. Looking at the weekly, what is possible if this ends more or less in the same structure that it's in now is that this ends up being a sort of just short-term correction on the weekly to get a new weekly candle to the upside. But trade in the time frame that best suits you. I know a lot of people don't like trading on the weekly time frame, mainly because it's too long of a time frame for most. But for the moment, definitely not bad, not catastrophic. Last week was good, as I mentioned before. I hope some of you managed to catch this move to the upside. And those are the pairs that we looked at last time. The last pair that I want to look at now is Band BTC. This one has also been performing well this week. Going to go in right on the daily here. And the reason why I want to look at this is because if we look at this here, the previous high here, which was March 10th, March 9th, we ended up getting a resistance level at 82.66, 8,266 Satoshis. Then we had a long time of retracement, followed by some consolidation. Very decent drop, about 50%, followed by some consolidation, about 24 days of sideways movement. And then that was finally broken on April 9th, pushed to the upside, consolidation, and we've been going strong since then. And the reason why this is very attractive to me personally is mainly because today we have a jump off of previous resistance, which was also that all-time high. So if we keep going from here, we really enter into price discovery mode for Band BTC, and price discovery mode is awesome. To the wick on that daily resistance level, which ended up flipping as support. This is technical analysis, ladies and gentlemen. You can keep TA very, very simple, or you can overcomplicate it. If we look at the hourly time frame here, we have our downtrend. Downtrend, down, up. Test on this daily resistance, be flipped to support, break the downtrend, followed by consolidation, and then bam, upside movement. Clean, simple way to do it. For those of you that follow me a little bit more in the group, you'll know that I prefer price action trading, not a lot of indicators. I don't like a lot of moving averages, just plain old price action. But trade according to your system, use whatever tools you've deemed necessary, manage your risk. And I'm going to end it here with Band BTC. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what pairs you're trading besides BTC USD. If you're trading any alts to BTC, if you stack sats, or if you only go with US dollars or the alts to USD pairings. Main reason why I don't look at that is because alts to USD mainly just follow BTC USD for the most part. Obviously, you should look at each chart individually, at least that's my opinion, and go from there. Let me know and speak soon. Hope you all have a great day, stay safe, and see you in the next video.